Yo guys, welcome to the video. This is Josh or Milky, and in today's video, we're going to be going over the Frozen Canvas League mechanic, as it's something people have been asking me about, how to run, how to approach it. A lot of people think it's not all that rewarding. Well, I can say for myself, it's been quite a big source of all the Flame Elementium that I've been farming. Obviously, this season, it's a lot harder to come by. Not going to go into all that in this video, but this is going to be strictly on the League mechanic. So if you have seen it... excuse me, you'll know that there is the coloured snow that you're going to drop when you complete the mechanic, and that is how you interact with this kind of meta progression that it has. And I will say right now, this is designed for you to fill out as quickly as possible if you want to start getting really good canvases with really high tier paints. So when you select a canvas, which you can choose, I can't show you right now because I've already got one ready to go. But when you select one, it'll be for a specific type of content. So whether that's Time Mark 1, Time Mark 5, Time Mark 7, 8, Profound and onwards, you can only drop paints within that zone or higher. So bear that in mind. You can't do Profound even if you're in T8, even if you think you could manage the canvas. You can only do the time mark that you're actually farming. Now, what do you want to do first? First of all, you absolutely want to take the brilliant snow nodes that are here on the right. This doubles the amount of coloured snow you're dropping, which is the commodity that you spend in order to level up this tree. It's very important to get this early because then you're going to fill it out faster. That's why I recommend doing this mechanic in T7. Arguably, you could save your snow paper fragments, but a lot of people are going to be gate kept at T7 for a little bit. So doing this mechanic in T7 is going to be a nice addition to any currency you're getting, as well as preparing you for T8 by having this entire tree unlocked. Other notable nodes, obviously all these middle nodes are going to improve your ability to make your boards better. Stuff like forced color mixing, which essentially we'll get into later, allows you to progress an otherwise unprogressible situation on the canvas. That won't make sense to you right now maybe, but it will do when we go over it in a second. Then the rest of it is just about getting high tier paints, and obviously you can block some stuff on the end. I'm not super sure which ones we want to block yet. I've seen some people saying fizz and fire because the lightning and cold ones are kind of like the best. Erosion isn't the best block because there's not really many erosion skills, so it kind of self-blocks in a way compared to all the others. I'm just blocking it because I'm happy to see whatever I see and maybe get some ideas. Maybe it sparks something and I'm like, damn, I want to play that. Other notable choices within this tree would be my decision not to spec into the color of life. What this would do is it would increase the chance that I drop paints for monster paints, basically. The reason I do this is because the best paint you can get by a mile is the chest paint, which is a gameplay kind of paint. Now, I don't know if you can only get this by actually doing chests, but I don't think so. Someone has said to me that if you put chests on your map, you're more likely to get that paint. I haven't noticed that yet, but it could be the case. But either way, I leave this disparity between these two nodes. Otherwise, having them leveled up or not, it's exactly the same. It'll just be 50-50, right? You'll get the same amount of each. As for the rest, just fill it all in. All right, I'd say fill in the left side first, as this primarily is going to be the stuff that allows you to build better boards, and the right side focuses more on the drops. So I'd say fill the left in first because that's going to be more of a multiplier by having good boards. So now that that's all out of the way, let's head on in. So we can see, first of all, obviously in orange snow paper, this is the Time Mark 8 version. We get 60% additional quant. We can complete up to level 7 cells, which is going to be rainbow cells, and we can drop high exclusive support skills. The paints, you collect them in maps once you've selected your canvas, and let's go. So immediately, you're going to get the board. I know straight away that this isn't really the best board. What you're looking for is collections of 4. And the reason for that is most of our objectives are going to be 3s. So we want the thing itself and then 3 extra. In most cases, some cases that isn't what we look out for, but when initially analyzing the board, it is quite important. So I know you could go deep into it and look for where are my best cells? What has the most connections to 3 other squares? For this one, we're not going to go too in depth into the minutiae of it, but you can start thinking about that in order to allow yourself to plan ahead for later into the building process to make sure you've got room to complete these objectives. So these objectives are basically how you're going to progress and level up as many paints as possible. What this wants me to do is place a vertical. So honestly, the wording's kind of bad. So what I want you to pay attention to is the first word, vertical, and the second word, monster. And then, of course, the 0 of 3 is important. So in this highlighted line, we want to place 3 monster cells in a vertical. So the monster ones are the ones with a circle around them, and the gameplay are the ones with the diamonds. So here we don't have any choice. We're just going to put them all in. and then see what we get. So we get a new color mixing option once we complete that 0 of 3. We did that by putting 3 monster tiles in. Now we get another monster paint, which is a dwarf level 3. You can see this is a monster. That is important to pay attention to. The type of paint you get could obviously impact where you want to put this initially. But what this is going to do is it's going to upgrade diagonal paint on gameplay cells. So that's not that great for me because I don't have that many diagonals based on this particular layout. So what I would normally do in this situation is go spread, because there is an option in spread that allows you to do different things. Spread is how you're going to get rid of these blocks. There is an option to remove adjacent blocks, remove blocks in the same file or row, and you can also get the option to place it on a tile that already has a paint on it, and you still get this objective. So what this will do when I do it is level up all the paints. Now there is another option that would allow me to place it off of the map. That would be the best option here, because then I could place it on this square right here, and it would hit this hunting. So for the purposes of our objective, if a node that matches the requirement is already in the path of the thing we place, it will be counted towards the objective. So I'm going to take spread and see if we can get something that helps. It did not. Not really. It's not going to make our board much better, but it does allow me to complete this quest by placing a tile on the left here, because I can remove a diagonal block cell, which would be this bottom left one, and then I have 3 things that it touches. So if we click this, I can show you more easily. We're going to be able to place 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. And we want gameplay. So gameplay will be here. Now we do have a purple and 2 blues. Where do we want to put the purple? Where is the most likely place to get multiple upgrades in order to level this up further? The obvious answer is here, because this has a horizontal and it also has a vertical. So this has basically 2 connections. This has 1 connection because, well, you could argue this one's on a diagonal. So this one you could count as 2, and this one is more of a 1 because it's only really got the vertical. The horizontal isn't going to help because we're going to put a gameplay on here. So then we have gameplay, monster, and then the 2 tiles don't help us. Hopefully that makes sense. So the best tiles would be these top 2. I'm just going to put it on here in case we get that horizontal, and then these 2 right here. The next one, we get to place a horizontal monster. So we've got horizontal of wherever we place this, those things are going to be leveled up by 1, and we need to get 3 monster cells. So in this row right here, obviously I've got 2 monsters, so I could place this one, and then 1 more would get me to the 3. So I don't really need to worry about going spread, although I do typically trend towards using spread more than anything else. I don't really need to change the objective, so spread it is. Hopefully going to give myself the ability to remove this block cell. We could also maybe get void, which would allow us to put it here, and then we can fill out this. That basically saves as a square. Void is a very good option. Placing it on a cell that already has a paint on it would be pretty bad, so we don't care about that. But let's see what we get. Remove the random adjacent block cell. Obviously, we can't go adjacent to it because it's full. Nearest block cell on a diagonal. We could do that, but it would be impossible to finish our objective to remove this one. But we can remove this top right one if we were to put it here. So I would go and I would probably, in this situation, put it right here, and it's going to remove this blocked cell here, freeing up an entire column for us to make use of later. So there we go. And then we want to place 1 more monster. Question is, where do we want to put it? You could leave this column entirely open, which is probably what I'll do. What you've got to think of is diagonals, adjacents. This adjacent doesn't do anything because it's monster gameplay. Remember, we need 3, so I don't really need to worry about leaving this adjacent open. Putting a monster cell here does build a monster diagonal right here. So that's what I'm going to focus on doing right now. This could come in pretty good for us later on. Here we got objective to place 4 diagonal gameplays. This one is not good. This one is very bad. Our only hope to actually be able to complete this is to get the void option from spread. And then we can place it here, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4. There's probably another creation you could maybe do on the void. But yeah, essentially we're going to have to look for void. We didn't get it, but we did get the option to place it on a blank cell that already has 1 on it, which actually gives us the ability to complete this. We can place it on top of this, and then we have this node in the top left, this node in the bottom right, and then obviously it hits both of these. So this saves us an otherwise fail, right? We wouldn't have been able to do this had we not chose the spread option and hit this option. So we can do that. Just to double check, there's no other options. We can't go here because I'm going to take this and show you. So we can't go here because that's 1, 2, 3. We can go here because 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, you see how it is. There's not really anywhere else I can go that gives me good diagonals. So I'm going to go probably here. You could go here, and this would get upgraded to rainbow, and this would get upgraded to red, but we obviously wouldn't be able to finish the objective. And I typically go for as many objective completions as possible. I play it a bit riskier. You could play it safe and just get a rainbow and call it a day. So I'm going to go there, and then we need to place 2 gameplays down. Where do we want to put them? We have a gameplay column right here, so I'm more than happy to put a gameplay node right there. And then, of course, do we put it in the bottom or the top? There's not really a difference in this situation. Neither of them really do much for us. The only reason you would that would sway your decision here is if you put a gameplay tile in this spot, you leave open the possibility for an adjacent gameplay, which would want 3 adjacents, right? So you put it here, and then if we got the option to get an adjacent gameplay, we'd put it right there. So there we go. Thinking ahead and leaving yourself options is the big thing that you need to do. Now we have place vertical monster. So vertical monster, initially we have no vertical monster options unless we get void or place it on a tile that already has paint on it. Or we completely fill in this file, which would obviously be safe, but it would take away a lot of options. So this is one that I would definitely greed on, and I would go spread in the hope that I can place it on something that already has a tile. Unfortunately, we missed. So we do get the option here to either clear this horizontal, because we can put it here and then build our full monster row. Or for the purposes of this video, I'm going to show you how the forced color mixing works. So I'm going to probably still place it in the same spot, but I'm not going to place down the monster tiles. Just to show you guys how that would work. So this option right here is called forced color mixing. What it does is it will automatically complete the objective, which is for a vertical monster out of 3. And then it destroys 1 random paint on the map and gets rid of this objective. So it can be any of them. It doesn't, from what I've seen so far, it's not weighted. But I know some people think it targets rainbows more. Obviously, that's just going to be confirmation bias. But we're going to click that. We'll see which one goes. Hopefully a blue one. Yep, this blue one down here got removed. Then we get monster paint, and this one place full image, so anywhere on gameplay. So all our gameplay cells are going to get upgraded by 1 wherever we place this. And then we can add additional effects. These additional effects can be stuff like, well, I'll show you. Increases its own level by 1, increase 1 random thing in the entire area by 1, or you can get increase everything by 1. One of the best combos is to get the full image, everything upgrade. For this, I'm going to increase my own level by 2 because this level 5 will go to a rainbow. And then, of course, this is going to go to rainbow. This is going to go to red, and then these are going to go to legendary. Now, where do I want to place it is the most important question here. Where's not going to ruin anything? Honestly, this node right here seems pretty safe, or this bottom left one, because I still leave myself that monster diagonal. That gameplay diagonal, but here might be a little bit better, sorry, because this monster diagonal hits this purple as well. So this, to my eye, is the best option. Obviously, we don't want to interfere with any of these columns. There we go. So vertical gameplay, pretty easy for this one. We're obviously going to put it in our gameplay column right here. It's going to hit all of them. Color mixing. We'll do that. Additionally, increase the level of 2 random paints within the area of effect by 1. Hopefully we hit the God of Might and the candles there. And then we will, if we hit this, we'll have 3 rainbows added to this board. Now, where do we want to go? Do we want to go here or here? Obvious answer, right? We want to go at the top because we leave open this horizontal. So we click right there. All 3 of these just got upgraded to rainbow. So we're up to 5 rainbows. And then you can see this thing that we planned ahead for, we have a diagonal monster cell here, where we left this spot open because it hits all the diagonal monsters, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. The rainbow, it doesn't do anything, but we hit that. So you can now, could do multiple things. You can add color mixing. Obviously, it makes the effect stronger. You could do spread, because then you have the option basically to save space. For me, I'm just going to upgrade the effect this time around. Additionally, it upgrades all the paints that have the same contents. This is something you can look out for. So it's basically anything inside. This is test subject. If you get a lot of paints that have the same thing, this can be extremely strong. I've had some really good runs with this. And this does actually affect us right here. So it's guaranteed to upgrade this by an additional 1, which will make this red. And now we still have a couple of legendaries that we can fix. Now this one's diagonal on all, which is very difficult for me to complete. Looking at this initially, I don't think I have a way to complete this. So I may have to change the color objective, as we are not able to hit any 4 diagonal. There's no place we can place. There's no way we can place this where it'll work, right? If we put it here, it hits 1, 2. If we put it here, it hits 1, 2, and then I can place a third. If I place it here, it hits 1, 2, and then down here, it only hits 3 on this long diagonal, and then here, it only hits 2. But if you could play it safe again. There's always that option to play it safe. You could put it here, get a guaranteed rainbow. You could put it here and get a guaranteed rainbow. But I'm always in it to win it. So let's go. Reduces the mixing object progress by 2 is huge. So now we only take 2 to finish this one. So we can place it in this corner right here. And we will upgrade these 2 by 1, which will complete the objective. So obviously that's very, very nice for us. Arguably, I could put it here as well. Because then I get these 2 closer to being maxed out. But I'm going to take the rainbow and see what else we get. Horizontal gameplay, that does work for us. We can get this hunting to become rainbow. So, I mean, it's guaranteed to become rainbow. So what we're looking for here is like upgrade its own level, because there's nothing else that can really happen. I'm going to leave open this file, I think, still. Yeah, I'm probably going to leave open this file. And then, so we're at what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're at 7 rainbows now, right now. Next, we're probably going to go with spread on this one, because we don't want to change it. Vertical gameplay is very good for us. Obviously, we can upgrade all these 3. Hopefully here we get void, because then we save a column. What did we get? We got nothing useful, so we're just going to place this one down. Do we put it here or here? I think we put it here because on the off chance we get a diagonal, we make this a level 5. And if we got a diagonal here, we'd make this a level 4. That's the only reason to put it here over there. And then horizontal gameplay. We can't really finish. Well, we can finish, but we'll also fill this up. So spread, again, hopefully we get place on a cell that already has paint on it. That would be the best option here. This can be placed on a blocked cell, does nothing for us, and this does nothing for us. So this is it. This is kind of at the end. Unfortunately, we didn't. If this was vertical, obviously we would have hit 10 rainbow tiles, but it wasn't. So it is what it is. We'll go with. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make any difference. It doesn't complete here, does it? It does complete here at least, but nothing else good. Diagonal monster. We'll go with spread. Just on the off chance we get a way to save this space and then extend our run. Can be placed on a box cell, diagonal? No. So, yeah, I'd say all in all, this was a pretty good board. One of my better ones, actually. I didn't fish for this. I just hit it. So, that was a very long explanation. Obviously, I went into a lot of detail. But you can see that, I mean, the proof is in the pudding, right? It works. I got a lot of rainbows here. Unfortunately, I don't have the seasonal pet, so I'm not going to get as much loot. But let's get in there and do it. Let's go collect all the loot. If you are jumping off the video now and you're like, you don't care about the loot, then I hope this helped you in some way. I hope you now you know better how to build your boards and get as many rainbows as possible. Here we have a mist encounter. I almost didn't see what was going on there. Typically, in terms of what I complete, I will only do level 5s and above. The other ones have a chance to auto-complete when you run through them. And maybe I'll do them on the way. But normally I'll just ignore them all and only do the high-level ones. You don't have to complete them all to finish the objective. Like you see on this one, I only have to finish 10 in order to progress. But at this point, like, the flame sand and stuff you get out the lower level ones isn't really worth it for me. I am playing Train as usual. If you haven't been in my stream, but you do watch my channel a lot, you'll know I quite like this build. It did get heavily impacted by the changes, but it's been all right. We got basically these gloves. They were like 1 FE on day 1 because obviously everyone was progressing the Netherrealm. Everyone was killing Watchers. So they were getting dropped quite frequently. And now they're up to like 500-600 FEs. So I got in early on the, I got my ticket on the to the train early, but if you're trying to get on train a bit later on, you've obviously got that steep price to pay for these gloves. Unfortunately, I wish they stayed low because it would make this build an incredibly good build to start with, but now they have gone up in price, so a bit harder to get going on train if it's something you want to reroll to. If you have some FEs and want to reroll to it, it's absolutely great though. I'm still not into Profound, despite having, like, I think I'm on about 30 billion damage now. Still not into Profound, so that kind of stinks. One thing that is important, you can click these portals to teleport. I know a lot of people in my chat see me do that, and they're kind of like, I'm an idiot. But yeah, you can do that. Very nice for getting around. You see most of these, they drop, I think I've probably dropped about 30 FEs already. We've only done one rainbow bubble. I've been yapping away, but I've been trying to pay attention to how much I'm dropping. Obviously, I dropped a 10 stack. A couple of 5s. I think most of my boards probably net me anywhere between 30 to 50 FEs on average. And then obviously all the other random stuff you get on top of it. Really hoping I don't die though. I've got quite a bit of XP for once. It's unheard of for me to have XP. There's a bit more, another 6 FEs there, as well as, you know, all this nonsense. And you see anything purple and below, just you've got, I don't know what the chance is, but there's a chance that it just auto completes and you just get the loot, which is nice. You don't have to waste your time. And there's that. We'll use our teleport to go back over here. I'm not going to do that purple because, like I said, I'll only go out my way to do legendaries and above. This one's normally quite difficult. Well, it wasn't. If you're coming in here and you've just got into T8, some of these will be harder. Like killing these mobs in it. They did increase the time, but some of them early on I actually struggled with quite a lot. Like some of the timer on them, I just actually couldn't do. Like God of War ones, that I had like 60 seconds to complete 8 waves like this. I just had no chance because I didn't do enough damage. But now I'm getting by. It's still crazy that I can't go up to Profound though with how much I've invested in my gear. My gear's pretty good. My slates are really good. I think the problem for my character right now is that the stuff that I get in Profound, the priceless items, the items that I can get ultimate mods on, are the things I need to improve my character. So I'm at a bit of a wall. I think people are in for a rude awakening. Everyone thinks there's a big wall between Time Mark 7 and Time Mark 8. But let me tell you, there's a much bigger wall between Time Mark 8 and Profound Time Mark 8 than 7 and 8. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the graveyard is not in T7. It's in 8. It's in 8-1 and 8-2. You're gonna be stuck in there a while. All right, let's go get more of these rainbow bubbles. Nice that I got a good one for the video. I genuinely didn't fish for it, but it's cool that I got a good one to show, just to show the kind of ideas basically behind what I go over. I hope you guys get a load of rainbow tiles yourself. I'm interested to see how crazy this mechanic's gonna get in like deep space, because now it's nice, right? It's like like I said, about 30 to 50 FEs each, but I want to see what it's like when you've got the pet and you're blessed in deep space. How much is it going to drop down? Split shot rapid advance. Is that a nice one? Let's have a look. I do know someone who's playing this. 5 FE. Void's playing this, another member of the Macroll team. His build looks really good, actually. He's playing Whirlwind Split Arrow. Check him out if you want to see that build. Oh, God. Kind of awkward with that. I'm so used to playing this game and talking to people in chat with music on. It's kind of weird to do like a live commentary whilst I'm filming without music. I feel a bit exposed. Ooh, an ultimate, but nice. Okay, let's TP down here. Yeah, we got 2 more legendaries to do. I do have some pets. I am using the I have the purple one leveled up a little bit. He gives me a 50% chance to gain an additional Splendor egg. And the little guy looks a little bit like Palsteron, actually. He gives me 25% chance for 2, so you do get a couple more eggs. I have no idea what the seasonal pact even does. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna get it eventually, but don't have it yet. I haven't been looking yet. Another one. Chain Lightning Lucky. Okay. I think Chain Lightning might be a good one, but I don't know if it's this one or not. No, it's not this one. There are some good Chain Lightning ones, but unlucky. We didn't get the good one. Shame. And then we've got one more rainbow node at the bottom down here. We'll be calling it a day. Okay, the quick note. I'm glad I ended on this one. This particular node, don't run away from the guy. Because this node can bug and it can brick your entire board. I've had that happen a couple of times. It's the Eternal node with the boss. So there it is. There is an entire run. You can go back and count the FEs frame by frame if you want. This was a long, waffly video, 25 minutes. Thank you for keeping me company. I hope I kept you company whilst you were probably gaming on the other monitor. I appreciate you all. I hope this helped you with the lead mechanic. You learned a thing or two. Maybe you can build some big rainbow boards now. If he did help you, leave a comment. Maybe like the video. Tell me how handsome I am after I've been awake for too long. I'll see you next time.